Was Poseidon the problem?
I
We've seen
think-
Poseidon twice and he's lost twice now.
I'm not gonna lie, Hindu. I really think that Luminosity forgot that Xeno was playing Poseidon and not not an actually viable mid at the moment. I just don't see how the Poseidon really rolled into their comp, and the way that they tried to siege onto objectives, it was just a lack of control with the Poseidon pick.
It was funny sitting in front of both of these two teams when Xenotronics threw out one Kraken that didn't actually hit. Aduro actually yelled like, "You're playing like my Poseidon."
Well, at least they've both got an equal god pool in the mid lane, then have been able to miss big Kraken ultimates. Bad's coming through again, Jingwei and Sol, and I think Aduro might be shouting there for a salty run back.
Oh, they are definitely looking to run it back. Like I mentioned before the set even started, Noble's definitely looking for a 2-0 here because they just think that it would be quite enjoyable. A little bit of banter between the friendships on these two teams.
Well, Tolly asked for it earlier on. I'm just going to take a moment of silence now, everybody, just to rip the FP. There you go. For all your FP that you lost at home, thanks to Noble and Luminosity. If you are upset with losing that FP, you can tweet at Luminosity and every single member of this team.
Yes, absolutely. You should definitely, especially tweet at ScaryD right there in front of your screen, just to make him feel a little bit more special.
Well, he's going to hover over Ratatoskr here. Well, it might not be him hovering over Ratatoskr. We're going to tune in with him as well. Interesting weekend for ScaryD. Started off not so well. Had some fun with some teleports that is unconventional, that didn't really work out so well for him. But towards the end of the weekend, started to step it up again.
Yeah, it looks like Luminosity aren't quite sure what they want to lock in here between the Sobek. Okay, so it's definitely going to be a Sobek. That could still be a flex pick, though, honestly. We've seen the other teams take Sobek into the duo, or into the solo lane, excuse me. But what most importantly, there it is. Last game of the day, and he's finally pulling through.
Just so
with
you
it.
guys know at home as well, the LAN people watching there are all screaming and cheering at the moment that the Thanatos got locked in. Do we expect the dirty bubble build, Tolly?
Absolutely. You picked the
But
Thanatos.
what if he
This is
doesn't?
its time to bring it back out. We're going back in time, boys. This is going to be Mirage, a.k.a. the dirty bubble, bringing back the Thanatos.
But when that build was in vogue for a little while, immediately we did have some patches that changed that all around. Do you expect he's going to do the same thing here?
I think it's still just as viable, to be honest, considering how well the reception of these like sustained comps have been so far in these past 2 weeks of groups. I mean, we saw last week, especially now that they're going for the raw Guan Yu, that's a lot of sustain coming out from the Noble draft already. And I think that the Thanatos, with the dirty bubble build, for those of you who don't know, it tends to favor mostly towards building entirely tank items except for Warrior Taba and Titan's Bane. And I mean, Thanatos isn't really common for having a Titans picked up on him, so he'll probably be adjusting that part of the dirty bubble build. But tanky is definitely a good way to go.
What was the rest of his build? Was it Breastplate of Valor? It
That
was
was
Mail of
everything.
Mail of
Renewal
Renewal.
as well, trying to get the more sustain options. Bulwark of Hope, I think, as well.
Yes.
That's so obnoxiously tanky.
Yeah, it is. And what you used to do, obviously, with Thanatos, obviously the one did so much damage on its own anyway, and you still had the execute there anyway. You didn't need to build power for that global execute that Thanatos has to his name. A lot of sustain, though. Like you said, you know, Guan Yu and Rob, but Thanatos as well can self-heal a lot.
As long as you can hit those death scythes, and you have the built-in penetration with your steroid, as well as the movement speed amplification. If he can find anyone low enough to get even more movement speed off of his passive, relying on the sustain from the Raw, as well as the burst damage from the Raw, trying to get someone closer to that execute threshold.
Well, we do see the Agni picked up for Luminosity just before the counter band came through. And Xenotronics played his best performance, and actually one of the turnarounds of yesterday was when he played that Agni, that one dash saved that game against Eager.
Oh, no, most definitely. I think that Xeno on Agni has definitely been... We can see the comfortability coming out of him now whenever he's picking this god. And another important thing I want to point out, though, is that with the Thanatos, his silence can actually catch the Agni mid-dash. And so I think that that'd be pretty interesting if he was actually able to catch him off guard with it, and then for the Raw Snipe to just come bearing through.
Well, now we have Osiris onto Noble eSports. Whalrus, we saw what he was able to do against ScaryD last time we had this matchup between Osiris and Ravana. I'm expecting a lot of early aggression from Whalrus, and I wouldn't be even surprised if Noble elect to go for an early level 1 invade.
What do you feel about the Cupid here as well, Taco? Who'd you put against Cupid? If you're BaRRaCCuDDa now, you're thinking about your final pick, your final game before you go to Super Regionals, what do you take?
AMC.
Has to be AMC?
I mean, the EU boys did it. He's got to follow through, right?
Is he going to do? Oh, he's going to do it as well! The call was made, and AMC versus Thanatos. Okay, predictions, Soli.
Luminosity, they got it the Muzen Cobb. I'm set.
What about you, Taco?
I'm going to go who let the randos out.
I'm going to go with Luminosity because I don't trust the Dirty Bubble build is going to get built here. But it's time to head over to the Twins, casting this game, Adanis and Agro.
I will be disappointed if Mirage doesn't build his namesake build, his old namesake build, to be fair.
Look,
now he's Mirage, but...
I know. He should build it. We hope he does. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy he actually picked it, as well as BaRRa actually picking the AMC. Though I told Xeno to pick Anubis for me. What is that? That's Agni. That's not Anubis.
AMC, so you're actually saying AMC actually does have a good matchup into this Cupid lane?
Yeah, so the Flutter, obviously very important for Cupid, and that Stinger ultimate from Muzen crippling the Hunter does help him go up against Cupid. The lane clear is able to keep Cupid back. Cupid really only does well in lane if he's able to go for the kills, but you're not going to be able to out-trade an AMC in lane by yourself. So it shuts down one of Cupid's biggest strengths, his kill potential in lane, and gives it to you instead.
Potential trouble here, though, with this jungle matchup as well. Obviously, AMC likes to have that lane pressure, likes to push up. We heard BaRRaCCuDDa talking about it earlier when he had that Soul vs. Frey matchup, but he just couldn't do anything because there was a Giannis ult. Is it the same thing, really, with Thanatos?
It kind of, yes. It's not the same sort of thing because Giannis can just bring his whole team over, whereas it's just Thanatos. And if he's building tanky, maybe it won't do as much damage. You know?
So who's going to win here? The B or the guy dressed up as a B?
Man, I can't tell the difference. So
Scary
I don't really know.
D, in a little bit of trouble here. I don't think he's gotten anything just yet. Trying to run away. Mirage, 4 more seconds. Nice, slow coming out of Whalrus as well. This is gonna let Noble try and chase down the tower. One more hit and Aduro wants it. Same with Whalrus. He comes up. Aduro dies to a tower, but it's okay.
This is twofold good for Noble.
How did Aduro die to that tower?
Because he was the last one tanking it. He was the last one who got the auto attack, I believe.
No. Whalrus killed him.
Oh, then I've got no idea. Anyways, he gets the assist, right?
Okay.
They get first blood. That's 4 assists on the board. Actually, Wowy doesn't get one, which is really unfortunate for him.
Brutal. Mass got an assist off that. Bonus 82 gold. That might be the deciding factor. Aduro dying to tower. You never know.
That's true, but Aduro does please the tower gods by sacrificing himself early, a la Lassus.
Fair enough.
Sacrificing himself, making himself known.
Well, Noble going to try and invade. They did get a good start. They got first blood onto Whalrus, and it's going to be really hard for LG to confirm this. Wrath was used. Speed buff is picked up by Mass, but he's one hit. No more Death Scythe, so at least they forced LG out of their jungle despite not being able to steal that buff away.
They got the purification for the speed buff, basically, and I'm sure Mass is fine with that. Look at the damage that Xeno just took. Holy cow.
Not really respecting the raw there, obviously. Agni still struggles a lot in the early game, especially considering his main clear as a dash puts him way out of position.
Very surprised to see him go so stone. You already clear the wave at level 1 with your dash as long as you auto each minion. You have to auto the melees, but you don't have to auto the archers as much. So with Vampiric Shroud, oh no, I guess you do have to, if he went Tiny Trinket, so you can dash it and still be fairly safe, plus to get that regen, the extra 100 health helps you be aggressive with your dash later on as well, but Xeno favoring the extra clear that Soulstone gives you on your 2, you can clear the wave fully with 3 points in your 2, I believe, whereas it takes 4 if you go Vamp Shroud. I think. I could be entirely wrong.
I'm just letting you dig yourself into your own hole. Someone's going to prove you wrong.
I know.
Someone's going to be on Twitter talking about how wrong you are.
Let's talk about
Wubbn,
some bees.
and a little bit of trouble, and a lot of trouble here. One more hit for BaRRaCCuDDa is going to secure this kill. Good jukes from Wubbn, but he just has nowhere to go. Level 3, doesn't have his ultimate, can't horse away.
I mean, confirmed. AMC top tier hunter. Gets what would have been first blood in lane.
BaRRaCCuDDa has brought this AMC out repeatedly, actually, through the years. Not so much in this past year, but old school BaRRaCCuDDa, Season 0, Season 1. This is a god he went back to. He knows how to play AMC at a very high level, and it's something you don't get to practice against.
Exactly. When you're not able to practice up against it, you're like, wow. AMC brings a ton of lane pressure that I wasn't ready for. The damage from Swarm is nuts. The Stinger damage is pretty crazy as well. So you're right, it definitely does give them a little bit of an advantage having this sort of off-kilter duo lane.
Yeah, and it's I think surprise is one of the biggest strengths right now for any team.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's the sort of thing that whenever you're playing these weird compositions, you can just do some weird stuff and hope the other team isn't ready for it. And that's the beauty of having some points to play with if you're LG here.
So the thing too, Agni in this composition does do a really good job for a mid lane mage to protect it AMC. It's always something you have to think about when you do pick these low mobility gods like Muzen. who's going to peel for them? Because they can't peel for themselves unless they kill the person diving them.
No, and Ravana does a pretty good job of peeling, usually through damage during rotations, can just go on whatever frontliners or junglers are diving AMC, and because he's usually so far ahead as a solo laner, you can just peel them away with the slows, the roots, and the damage. But you're right, Agni in particular, the long-range stun, if BaRRa wants to go in aggressively, he can just lay the bomb stun down on top of him and zone out basically anyone who's going to be diving him.
Who would you give this early game to? Obviously, First Blood going over to Whalrus, probably something he really wants into this Ravana matchup as well, but BaRRaCCuDDa getting an early level 3 kill in duo.
Thanatos, Osiris, Cupid. That's the one I give the early game to. That's 3 early game gods, basically. Specifically Thanatos and Osiris. Cupid a little bit more mid-game, but still has that early game kill potential with Fields of Love. Basically, anytime before level 12 is when Cupid is at his strongest, because once they get that second relic online, it's a lot harder to confirm that damage with the ult.
And looking at the Osiris, this is a really good matchup for him. Against the player specifically, this is actually the first dual lane, or the first solo lane matchup we saw from these guys, I believe, where ScaryD did get first blooded on the Ravana to Whalrus's Osiris. So maybe something to think about. I think ScaryD has shaken off a lot of those nerves, but this could be a repeat.
He might relapse. You know, he might go back in and, oh no, it's Osiris running at me again. I remember when I almost basically got he did get destroyed.
He was like 5 levels behind. It was pretty bad. But
Whalrus literally almost carried that game for Noble to victory. Instead, BaRRaCCuDDa stepped in and said, sit down, young one. I'm still the boss around here.
You know what? I actually think, so on Twitter, right, I think Mast and ScaryD named themselves as like BaRRaCCuDDa's sons, right?
Yes.
But I really think ScaryD is Jeff's sons. Like every time we listen, every time we go to a Steel Series listening, you just hear Jeff saying ScaryD repeatedly and telling him exactly what to do. And ScaryD's just giggling like, okay. Yeah, Jeff, I got you.
It's either run Scary, run Scary, run Scary, run, or give it up Scary, or anything along those lines.
Run Whalrus, run Whalrus, run
That's a
Whalrus.
lot that's a lot harder.
That is, I realized that very quickly, but Whalrus going to make it to his tower fight. Mast showing some pressure on the right-hand side. Hits 5 before Mirage. You really don't want that as a Thanatos.
No, especially because Thanatos got that assist, though I suppose Mast did as well on that assist, and it wasn't split up. It was only him who got that assist, so that's why he hit level 5.
Level 5. Right now for Jeff and BaRRa, but Jeff already used that blood. Right-hand side, Mirage lines it up. Mast, one hit, and he's going to dash away, trying to get into the sky, and the beam is off the mark. It would have hit, but the timing just a little bit too slow.
Not even close.
But there's that combo. This is the eager style. It's not the Erlang Shin, though. It's just the Thanatos ult into the Raw Snipe.
That's the only CC except for the stun off cavalry charge, but you really can see that one coming. That's not a whole lot of out-of-nowhere burst.
Yeah.
But that's it. That was perfectly executed between Mirage and Aduro. Just a little bit unfortunate. I wonder if Aduro had 5 stacks of Soulstone, because if he didn't, having that extra
that would have killed him.
It would have, without a doubt, would have killed him.
Invade coming onto the speed buff once again. They didn't kill Mast, but they did force him out, and so he's not going to be okay to try and get this. And no, Mirage overstaying a little bit too much. Now Whalrus in a lot of trouble as well. Is set up for a 3-man stun, but Mast, nice juke there. Going to make sure he doesn't get hit by the root. Aduro's caught out as well. It's a 5-man rotation by LG.
Whalrus is just going in by himself. Now Wubbn tries to run down Mast on the horse. Not going to find him. ScaryD's the target. Bomb stun not quite there, but it's enough to get ScaryD out.
That's like the 5th person on LG I've seen at 1 health and just get away. ScaryD even comes back into the fight to secure the kill against Wubbn. A lot of trouble right now for Noble to secure kills because Mast has escaped now 3 times on less than probably 50 HP. ScaryD barely makes it out there too.
But that'll come for Noble because they're just lacking a little bit of damage right now. Yes, these characters are going to get a little bit tankier with levels, just getting that base HP that you gain every time you level up. But the damage from the items and leveling up your abilities is going to be way more. If they can continue to execute like they have, these almost kills will turn into kills soon.
The question is, when is Mirage going to fall off? Because, I mean, I know it's a transition. You transition your style into being more of this front line. You do like to go defense on a Thanatos, even if you're not going for the full dirty bubble. But at some point, the Death Scythe is just not chunking as much as it does in early game.
No, and we'll get there. We'll get there right around, you know, when Mirage hits level 16, 17. That'll usually be the part of the game where that starts to be less effective, but that execute is never going to stop being effective, and that's the thing that makes Thanatos be able to transition into the later game. As long as you can literally and figuratively execute the game plan that your team does, use your abilities on the right target at the right time, get them low enough, Mirage can dunk in and get the instant kill.
I don't know if Mirage noticed Mass, but Mass noticed Mirage waiting there in the jungle. They're both running around, but a nice root gonna force the ult from Mirage. Whalrus ults in as well, but Mirage has to bail. This isn't the Thor for one. This one is, he's got to get out. But it's trouble for Whalrus, who's been left alone. BaRRa solos, or actually sets up a kill with the rest of his team on the left-hand side. Whalrus, very low, does a lot of damage on the backside, and here comes Aduro. He wants this snipe.
He's looking for it, lines it up, but just not quite in range. Sniped a minion, though, so we got a little bit of gold.
I think ScaryD actually backflipped that one, so timing it, even if it was on the mark, wasn't going to connect. But BaRRaCCuDDa, JeffHindla combined for a kill. I actually saw Xenotronics on the minimap as well, and this is going to leave open a free tower because Noble just rotated their entire team to the right-hand side of the map.
This is the dream for AMC. No one has come over to gank him at all in this duo lane. No one has been over here, basically. It's all been on that solo side. So he's been able to do whatever he wants, and what he wants to do is kill Wowy in lane.
Oh, actually, BaRRa backs there, and they don't recognize that Noble's doing this Gold Fury. Xenotronics going to spot it out, and a bomb forces them to reset. Now it's going to be really hard for LG, or excuse me, Noble to secure this. They're still going to commit to it, but now Mass has made the rotation in as well.
No Raw Snipe available. Noble does get the Gold Fury, and it looks like they're going to be able to get out as well. Close, but they got it.
We didn't really talk about it, but Whalrus does have Wrath, not used in that scenario, so Noble just saying we're so far behind right now, I think we have to make a risky play and just go for, I hope we can out-damage Mast and Xenotronics. I hope we get that last hit in.
Looking a lot better, because we saw them try and make plays like that on day 2 up against Allegiance, and Incon just kind of stood there and stole Gold Furies away from them. So this time, maybe didn't look as good in their first set today up against Eager, but looking better right now.
Right-hand side, Whalrus getting pressured again. It's a 4-man rotation from Luminosity into the solo side of the map, and Whalrus has to ult away. Matt's gonna take to the sky, and Jeff flings him back into the team. Aduro lines up a snipe, but can't connect. Whalrus gonna be the first one to fall in this fight. Wubbn trying to answer back with Mirage, and they do take out JeffHindla, but ScaryD's got the body blocks on Wubbn. He's gonna fall. Mirage and Aduro barely make it out alive.
2 for 1 in favor of Luminosity, and it's only your support that you're losing in exchange for the enemy solo laner. Though, to be fair, Jeff's the same level as Whalrus right now. Not seeing the same impact out of this Osiris that we did in the first time these two
No, yeah, 2 levels down onto ScaryD. It's going to be really rough. Wow, we having a little bit of fun. He hasn't been having too much fun in lane. 0-1 right now, but he can't really defend this by himself. And look at this, Mass just invading that speed buff. I'm pretty sure he stole it away as well. Aduro caught out trying to farm up a solo wave. Not going to fall, but Mass does find Mirage deep in his own jungle.
Dove between the 2 towers there, and Mirage doesn't look quite as pleased with that play. Not only do you lose your speed buff, but you lose your life as well. Now Mass hitting 2 levels above and about 400 gold on top of the early game assassin Thanatos.
Yeah, this is brutal for a Thanatos to fall this far behind. It's going to be really hard for him to be effective. Like, Noble have to rely on this raw snipe combo at this point in the game.
If the game goes long enough, the sustain available to Noble with the conviction and with the raw heals could make it difficult for LG to siege towers and deal with their siege if they're able to put themselves in that sort of position, but they have to weather the storm right now.
Yeah, this composition is interesting because a lot of the sustain comps we've seen really centered around mid and late game team fights, but Noble elect to draft an Osiris and a Thanatos, which are going to fall off in those late and mid game scenarios.
So does Cupid. Cupid's not the hyper carry that you want. JeffHindla making another appearance on the solo side of the map, dodging out the stun, now forced to use the ult. Nice job there by Whalrus. Jeff's just trying to run away from Mirage.
He does have his pluck available here. In the meantime, mid lane, Aduro in a lot of trouble, gets hit by 2 bombs, and Mass just finds the shot with the acorns. Wubbn's got a force to run away as well with his ultimate, and ScaryD over the wall, but not going to finish off Whalrus. He's going to be able to make it out. Mass, though, in the pack line, finds Wubbn again. You can't get away from him.
Mass is being everywhere right now. Just dropped that kill. Did ScaryD missing the root on top of Whalrus there, but Xeno's looking so much more comfortable now. Playing loose, yeah, he got farmed in the last game. He was playing Poseidon, and that's just kind of what happened. But looking a lot more like the Xeno we saw online than we've seen so far this week.
Interesting build style, too. You know, we talked to Xeno off camera. Does not like Divine Room. He thinks it hurts his damage too much, but I guess against 2 healers, he's like, I just got to do it.
Okay, I know I got a lot of heat for going in on his builds the last 2 days, not building Divine Ruin, but it just makes so much sense. And I understand his theory, right? I understand that you do feel like you're doing less damage, but you have to look at it in a different sort of way. Instead of you hit a bomb and it does 100, let's say you build Bancroft's Talon, you hit a bomb, it does 100 damage, okay? That a big 100 comes up and you're like, yeah, I'm doing the good damage. because Bancroft's talent has 100 power whenever you build it.
Not even including the passive,
Not including the
too.
passive. We'll exclude that for now. Divine Ruin, 65 power. So whenever you hit your bomb, let's say it hits for 65 now. Let's make it simple. You're like, oh, I'm not doing any damage anymore. But you have to take into account that you're reducing the healing by 40%. So instead of seeing the big 100, you're only hitting for 65. And then let's say the raw heal would have healed him for 100. Now it's only going to heal them for 60. So you add those two together, you actually do more damage with the Divine Ruin if you take away the passive of Bancroft's. It's just not as flashy. It doesn't feel as good, but it's there.
Thanks, Professor Aggro.
You're
Whalrus
welcome.
here, and a little bit of trouble on the right-hand side.
I'm not
Actually, a lot. He's just dead.
I'm not wearing my professor glasses.
You
though.
should. You need to bring them in next time you make a really long-winded, lots of numbers
Look,
explanation
well,
like that.
You guys gave me some crap about it backstage too, and I felt the need to defend myself because I understand his argument, and I feel like a lot of players that play mid like to do damage. You know what I mean?
We'll have to see really how Xenotronics, if this Divine Rune's going to come into play. He's actually, was that a blink in the mid lane going to go onto Mirage? And he is going to find the kill with the help of JeffHindla. And yes, that is a blink, Agni. Nice backstep by Xeno.
Heard it that time. Aduro now in a ton of trouble, lurking in the waters. Gonna fall. Mask gets the last hit as well. Yeah, blink Agni. That's something you don't see a whole lot of, but Xeno's making it work, I guess.
I mean, that's so, this is interesting. BaRRa trying to steal away the red, not going to be successful, but he is going to find Wowy in a bad spot. The dash runs into two more people. Mast is on a rampage, 5 kills in a row, 0 deaths, 5 assists, everywhere. He is everywhere on this map.
And you see why Ratatoskr is often banned against Luminosity. We see banned against Eager a lot for DJ Pernicus, and also against Mass, just so comfortable on this god. And talking about strange builds, that's BaRRaCCuDDa with a Wingblade second item. And that's because you saw he got ulted there by Wowy, and he just walked out of it. Getting that slow immunity, if you can make sure you're not getting hit by heart bombs, which will slow you. So Wowy can't, there is some counterplay available to him. He can hit him with the heart bomb, that'll pop the passive, and then he's open to getting hit by that Fields of Love. But as long as he avoids the heart bomb, he's completely immune to the ult.
There's also slows in every single god that Noble has drafted, so you've always got to be aware of that. Aduro, the positioning has not been his strong suit this entire lane, and there, no wards, no teammates around him, pushed up at mid camps with no tier 1 tower. Nothing he can do.
Nothing he can do.
Shouldn't have been there.
No, without the tier 1 tower, that's the big one, is that you've got nowhere to run if that were to happen and you're able to escape, but no chance. Didn't even have to use the purification there because he knew he was dead.
And this has really just been a brawl this game. Last game, it was a little bit more back and forth, but Mirage hasn't been able to get anything rolling. Aduro struggled as well with his positioning. They're going to go aggressive here onto Xeno, but that's just to force him back. Wowy's been forced to make this rotation, and now BaRRaCCuDDa left alone on the left side of the map right now.
Actually, not putting pressure onto that tower.
Doesn't have a minion wave.
Look at how far back the minion wave is. He's going to wait, farm this up, but Whalrus does back. Doesn't have any teleport. Whalrus going for that Wrath, though he is level 12, has the
Got
relic,
Sunder.
and got Sunder. All right, thanks, Whalrus.
At this point, you might just need the damage to kill people.
That's true.
Like, if he finds a stun, hits the Sunder, combines that with Aduro, that's a kill. Aduro, though, might not be able to live long enough for that to happen. Xeno finds the kill. The ultimate comes out from Cupid, and Wowy does manage to return one, but this is a lot of trouble. JeffHindla channeling that ultimate to its full effectiveness. He's going to clean up a kill as well. Wowy now trying to get a return kill onto JeffHindla, but here's Mast again.
Just coming in, he got a kill on the left. Now he's here getting another kill on the right. Now Whalrus is the target of him, and he's going to grab him. Now level 17, man. He's 7.
I was about to say that. It's not even the 14-minute mark for another 5 seconds. BaRRaCCuDDa is split pushing a Phoenix.
Look at the grin. Look at the grin.
It was a deicide on the right-hand side. Mast is going insane. This is a stark difference to his Fenrir gameplay. A stark difference.
Fenrir, we can leave off. The Ratatoskr, though, I'm happy to give Mast that rat every single game.
We're at 22 kills, and it's 14 minutes into the game. And we're pushing Phoenixes by ourselves as an AMC.
Luminosity lost that last game, you know, had some fun with it. And now they're like, all right, we can have fun and still win the game easily.
This is just him outskilling right now. Mast under tower. Sanctuary going to buy him time, but he can't get out before the tower helps Wubbn finish him off.
Mirage is coming.
He's in an execute range.
Mirage is coming.
Off the
Misses
mark.
the ult. Not quite close enough. Wubbn's still trying to chase him
This
down.
Wingblade, though.
That Wingblade, though, as well as the movement speed that he gets from the Hives, BaRRa just a little bit too fast for the rest of Noble to catch.
Doesn't even need JeffHindla's help, but he was there just in case. Mirage,
Of course he was.
really wanted this kill though, but now he's found JeffHindla. A lot of damage on his Xenotronics. He's got to jump away, and Whalrus is going to chase him, looking to find him, isolate out the mage in the back line. One more hit, and Jeff's going to peel him. Wowy falling to ScaryD in the meantime, just trying to heal up with his hearts. Jeff finally secures the kill. Scary as well takes out Wowy. This is just not going well for Noble in game 2.
Great peel by JeffHindla. Tell me if you've heard that one before. Now BaRRaCCuDDa going to be able to chase down Mirage. The B, 4-0-5. Not as high on the damage charts as I would have expected, though. Only 4th on his team.
You gotta trust the B over the man in the B costume, or the baby in the B
That's
costume. And look at just the body blocks. This is Wubbn gave up. There it is.
Oh,
He just
nice,
waited for his
yeah.
cooldown, backstep there. But it's gonna be the same thing. 6 more seconds on that dash, and he's not gonna come close to making it. 5 kills for Scary, 7 for Mast, 4 kills for Xeno, 4 kills for Jeff, 4 kills for BaRRa. Everyone on LG involved in this game.
Who would have guessed that BaRRaCCuDDa would be the only one on his team without a death? I mean, I know it's BaRRa, I know his positioning is usually
But as
impeccable.
AMC
But it's
against the
AMC,
Thanatos.
man. Like, come on. It's just, this is crazy on the side of Luminosity.
All right, well, let's have a Steel Series listen in and hear how happy Luminosity are with their gameplay right now.
Sure.
We have a 12k lead. We can just pressure anything really. 60 minutes in the game.
Fire and get it in.
We do have a hog.
Yeah, we do. Sure, is your hog up?
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we can do it.
Fire. Yep. They're blue stand scary. They picked it up.
We have pressure in mid.
Just do it.
I'm backing.
Ah, so we're doing
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
Cupid's
right. We can just get this for free. Yeah, it's just a free fire.
They're gonna come in.
You have a hog right here?
Yep.
Coming in.
The only win condition is stealing this, so look for a
They're
pulse.
coming in.
Where's the Osiris? Just
Oh,
fight
here,
it.
here,
That
here.
one. One hold.
We should stay on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really low. I'm in the air. These go fire.
Me and Zeno got this.
Fire,
Yeah,
fire,
we're
yeah.
on it, we're on it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
really low.
pushing them off. I'm pushing them
50%.
off.
It's really low, really low. You can hog it. We
Okay.
should be able to get this for free.
Yeah, I'm pushing them off.
Hog it? Nice.
Hello. Nice.
Rob's gonna ult through.
Yeah,
Clear
fire.
walk.
we can fire, we
Just
can
go
fire.
walk, go walk, go walk. Nice, he's fine. Good job. Play up. Play up.
Are we getting them? We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go for
Scary,
Cupid.
Scary, yeah, just go.
Go for Cupid.
I'm under one of you. I'm doing the same thing, Scary.
Who's
Yeah,
he?
It is?
yeah. It's fine. Nice job, guys.
Oh
Take
my
mid.
God,
I can tank
Bear.
it. I can tank it. I can tank it. Just tank 3 Phoenixes. I can make things, Scary.
Eugene, get your ass in the middle lane!
Just look at towers. Look at Phoenixes.
Yep.
Yep.
Are we gonna go straight to right?
I'm sundered. They're sundered down.
I have ult.
Cutting out.
Yeah, we can do it.
Just in this time.
Okay, we're going right.
Scary, your main tank on this
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll take it.
100%.
Follow.
Like, I'm weak.
I know.
Let me. I'm healing off the
Go.
back. You guys
I got
just-
Thunder. I got Thunder. I got Thunder.
Center down. We can farm him.
Yeah, I
Farm season.
They can't heal.
Oh.
I'm taking
Phoenix is
Nation.
low. Yeah, Phoenix is low. It's on mass.
on Phoenix.
It should be
I'm
fine.
good, I'm good.
Yep. That should go.
You can back up. Yeah, back up. Get gold. Yeah, back up, get gold, and end, basically.
Sure. We can double check the red as well.
I think I saw Reaver on then. Yeah, I killed.
So, all we hear is Mass talking trash the entire time as Jeff's just trying to make the most
Bees?
serious
Aw.
call. It's actually the Agni dot, not the bees that get the kills. You know, they're stealing that one away. They said, let's back it gold and then finish, but I think LG might be able to win this one right now. Only Mirage is left alive. Let's listen in to Luminosity once again for their final play.
Just take it.
Sure.
Take it.
Yeah.
I mean, we use that, yeah.
It's one ult. It's fine. We can just tank along. Should be fine.
Should be dead. Nothing
Sure. Yeah.
GG.
GG. Good games. Jeff, don't die.
We have hog in 5 seconds. Wait. Why are you AFK? I have hog. Frick.
Strong close there for LG. Shortest game so far of Group B. It was a pretty one-sided affair.
AMC's confirmed OP, man. No deaths, shortest game.
Undefeated now in both group stages.
2-0. AMC, dude. We're going to see it at Super Regionals. Group C, Group D. Make sure you guys know AMC's the pick to win.
I want to see it in my ranked games, man.
Dude, look at all the stuff we're going to have in our ranked games now. We're going to have Bastet,
Ugh.
we're going to have Raw,
Split
we're going to have
push all
AMC.
day.
I know.
Healers.
Thanks a lot, Group B.
LG and Noble there. Congrats to every team that came out. LG finishing 2nd seed. Noble putting up, and despite that last game, they put up some pretty good fights. I mean, I would say we talked about them being the spoiler team. The game they were able to win was against ALG earlier on in this tournament, and that was, I don't want to say it was the reason ALG didn't make it through, but it was definitely disheartening, and you could see the change just in their body language after losing that one.
Exactly, having that pressure on Allegiance to have to go 4-0 today if they wanted to guarantee themselves a spot at Super Regionals clearly weighed on them a little bit. And I believe it was Taco who said it, the first team that will drop a game to Noble is going to be the 3rd place finisher, and she was right. Allegiance with the 3rd place finish.
Yeah, I would say the 8 seeds in both regions, honestly, doing a lot of work. Clearly some stuff to work on, but I mean, they had to have built synergy off of these games as well. That's what's always hopeful for these teams, especially considering this is the first time we've had anyone below the bottom 4 come out outside of Super Regionals last year to land.
Not only that, but it's usually the sort of end of the split sort of lands that build synergy. It's great, but then there's not a whole lot after that. But the gauntlet is coming up, and this synergy is going to be very important coming through into that. It's going to be a long, tough road to prepare for that. And getting synergy now is going to be very, very crucial.
Well, Hindu, why don't you break down exactly what the gauntlet is for us? Take it away, analysts.
Thank you so much, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. What a fantastic last set we had there between those boys. Bit of excitement for some AMC, but end of the day, the smoke is starting to settle on this weekend.
Just an exciting last set, honestly. A Muzen Cobb, 100% win rate. Overall, Luminosity, they really came out to play throughout the whole weekend, despite their early start against Eager.
And what do you think about the weekend so far? Noble splitting at the end there and AMC winning.
I mean, we all know the real reason why Luminosity walked away with that one is because Wowy tried to play the fake B.
Well, let's have a look at the actual table overall here. Group C has concluded, and your winners are Team Eager, 14 points strong, did not lose a single set, just 2 splits.
Group B over there that you can see on your screen. Group
Yes, good
C
point,
will
Group
be
C,
coming up in
yeah.
the next weekend,
I said Group
October
C.
21st through the 23rd. Sorry for the little bit of technical difficulties there, but overall,
Thanks for the save,
great
Tolly.
performance from Eager and Luminosity.
Thanks for the save, Tolly. I needed that. You're my man. 11 points for Luminosity, 5 for Team Allegiance, which will see Allegiance join the Noble Crowns and Clowns together, all in the Gauntlet stage as well. Now, Taco, overall, was this an expected weekend for you?
I'd say for the most part, after watching ALG drop the set or split the set with Noble, I think I kind of expected the rest of it to come together. Although it was pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely a close one for Luminosity, considering nobody was really certain of how exactly the rest of the weekend was gonna go for them after that first day. But the only thing I can say for certain that I was sure about was Eager being number 1.
And Luminosity did come through today, Tolly. In that last set, we saw quite a lot of fun out of those boys too. Obviously, Muzen Cobb stepping up pretty big, but they were just looking to fight constantly.
The atmosphere in this whole building throughout the whole weekend, I would say, honestly, has just been so high. Ever since Allegiance got lost once to Noble, it was just fireworks in the stadium. And then even today, I would say, up until the very last game, BaRRaCCuDDa playing the
12.
real B, Wowy playing the fake one.
12! 12 KDA!
He's playing the real B.
I didn't realize it was that high. The B and the fake B did not work out. To be or not to be, that is the question with how that one went down as well. I'm sorry, I had to say that one. I never even laughed at myself. That was bad. That was worse than some of the stuff Tolly says, like forcing the issue. Taco, with that game as well, obviously we saw some good plays out of Xenotronics, who brought out the Blink Agni.
Blink Agni, that is not something that Xeno is unfamiliar with. For anybody who plays ranked, he's very keen to picking up that blink on not just Agni, but every single mage in ranked. He absolutely loves that active.
And it worked out well for him overall. There were the blink initiations onto Mirage, playing the Thanatos. Did not have the game he was hoping for.
No, not at all. We thought that he was the dirty bubble that we all knew and loved, but he was the rubbish bubble.
Well, let's have a little look at what's going to be coming up next for you. We've also got the Gauntlet. After these games have concluded, these group stages, the losing teams, the bottom 2, will move on to the Gauntlet stage. As you can see right now, these are 4 teams, 2 in EU, 2 in NA, that have already made it into the Gauntlet, or been relegated to the Gauntlet, I should say. And one Challenger Cup team will also join them, and that Challenger Cup team will then have to face off against one of these oppositions, the bottom seed, and then the next seed, and then the next seed, and then the next seed, and then they'll come to the Super Regionals.
It's a good time to be a Smite fan. Just a lot of action in the future. We still have Group C coming up in the next weekend to see who the bottom two is for the Gauntlet, as well as who will qualify to Super Regionals.
And that's really important because the Super Regional is going to be a big affair once more. We're going to qualify 2 teams from North America, 2 teams from Europe as well. However, at the bottom of your screen there is the group play. 2 of those teams that come through from the Gauntlet stages will be in that group, along with the losers of the teams that don't make it into the World Championships directly. That is going to be hot and heavy. 6 teams in that group, all international play. Could be 2 NA, could be 2 EU.
Could be.
I'm expecting it to be a little bit nutty.
FDAR is standing by with Aduro. Thank everybody from the analyst desk here this weekend. Thank everybody. Thanks everyone. FDAR, take it away. You've got a young man next year from Noble.
I got a young man with an old mind. It's Aduro and an old friend of mine. We've it's funny. I showed chat the old picture of us back from launch tournament. It's been a while. You certainly changed a little bit. And now you're a player, right? Now you're not a sub. Unfortunately, you and your team unable to make it out of this round. But talk to me about your experience about being a player here.
Just lands are always a blast, and I just love being here. I can't wait to do it again.
I mean, it's a lot of fun having you guys on board. There was a lot of people talking about, this is what they're thinking, this is their mentality, but nobody had the decency to actually talk to you guys. What was Noble thinking coming into this weekend?
It was just doing the best we can, honestly. We obviously want to make it to Super Regionals, but we're just trying to get as many wins as possible.
And it's all about like the learning experience, right? Obviously, you got a slew of rookies there. What do you think was the shining moment for you and your team?
Obviously probably the win against Legions is the best because that was one that mattered the most and actually had impact on seeding.
For sure.
And we showed like how well we could play, and we felt like throughout, especially by the end of the second day when we beat them, we had improved drastically, and we're understanding the game on a much higher level as good as the other teams.
Yeah, and I think you personally have also made the step up. We're taking a look right here, and you're able to make a lot of plays. What's the future hold for Noble as a unit?
Oh, we're just gonna practice our butts off for the Gauntlet, like just a month of hard grinding, or half a month because it's in the end of October. But, yeah.
And then how about you? Just the future, even beyond the Gauntlet, you still sticking to Smite and everything like that?
Oh, absolutely. As long as I can play, I will play.
Absolutely. That's great things to hear as always. I got a question though. Right now, where's your shades at?
In the pocket. Should I put them on?
Absolutely. Oh, I ain't got mine. This is the one shit. The one
like
time.
this. There we
Oh
go.
man. All right, there we go. That's the pig Aduro right next to me. Any shout outs or anything you got before we let you go, man?
Obviously my team. I love the team. They're the best. And then the Org Noble. Like, ever since we picked them up, we've been so happy. So just stay noble, baby.
Awesome, man. You got somebody right behind you. It's BaRRaCCuDDa. I'm not going to get involved with that, but I do want to give a special shout out to all 4 of the teams. We got Luminosity, Team Eager, Team Allegiance, and of course Noble here. Shout out to the sponsors, Steel Series and Face It. Every bit is a part of what makes us able to do what we do. That's going to do it for Group B here. Next week we'll have the Europeans in tow. Group C starts Friday, and we'll see you then. Thanks again for joining us. We'll catch you next time here on hi-rez TV.